106 KMEL.
It's 106 KMEL, your girl Shay Diddy, my guy Radio Reem, the one and only DJ Quik.
Man.
Backstage at the Art of Rap tour. What's going on, bruh?
Chilling, man. Out here having fun with Too Short and Slick Rick and Ice-T.
I know.
Warren G and Exhibit.
How is it when you backstage and you run into people that you might have listened to growing up, cats you respect in the game, cats you've worked with for 15 plus years?
Awkward.
Really?
I
Why?
want to tell them how much of a fan I am, but I can't be a super fan.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I got to be cool. And
Right.
Yeah.
Conflicted inside.
Yeah.
It's like, I got your 12-inch. If I had your 12-inch with me right now, I'd have you sign it. Or I'd actually sign it.
Who have you had a groupie moment for and you couldn't stop it? You just had the groupie moment and you had to just accept it later on. Like, okay, I did that.
Super fan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it just happened
Janet Jackson?
too. No. Janet's
She can be there.
reclusive. Like
Yeah.
you don't even get a chance to really talk to her. Like,
Yeah.
She's like a
that's
shadow.
Michael's sister still when you think
Yeah.
about it.
True.
So yeah,
True.
shadow team.
You're right.
Shadow team.
Right.
Can't even get close. Yeah.
You know, but no, who was it? Oh, Dr. Dre. I was in the studio with Dr.
What?
Dre recently.
Word.
After
the
Beats
whole
music.
right. Okay.
Right? So I'm talking to him, and when I'm standing there, I'm looking at him. And Dr. Dre now he don't look like a MC or a producer no more. No, he look like a superhero.
Right.
Yeah.
He's Armstrong.
Yeah.
Like he about to just come out
Right.
in his costume. Just,
Exactly. It's he's
Yeah.
always.
Sure. He got that
Diesel.
shoulder cock back thing. Like,
Yeah.
Sit up. You know what I
So
mean?
I was talking to him, and then it dawned on me, and I was high. I was smoking weed a little bit. And I was just like, "No, Dre, man, what we need to, man, Dre, I love you, man. I'm just like,
Whatever you say to do.
Whatever you say.
we going."
So it's true that you are working with him on some of his new album?
His new album is brilliant. I
Okay.
told him I wouldn't snitch. I wouldn't talk about it in the press or nothing. But it made me feel some kind of way when I left the studio. Like, going to Dr. Dre is really like going to a doctor.
Yeah.
Right.
You always leave better than you felt when you came.
Right.
Yeah, nice.
Like, oh.
You feel better. So
Yeah.
just to see what he was doing and to hear it, I'm like, I stopped him like, I talk too much naturally.
Yeah.
But when he finished playing these records, I was just standing there like,
Speechless. Man.
He's like, I don't know what to say right now. This is just brilliance in my ears.
I said, I'm listening to the future of music. Like,
Right.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And I think anybody that's heard it will agree. He is so in the zone right now. It's crazy. Like you can't keep up. It's like
So you
like
feel like
a merry-go-round that's already spinning.
and you feel like yourself, because I've never heard you before say I can't keep up with somebody in anything that has to do with music.
It's hard to keep up with Dre.
Okay. Word. Wow. Okay.
He said he's on. No, I hear you.
Pharrell and Snoop on too right now.
Yeah. I heard they got some collaborations that's gonna be hot.
Oh, they're killing.
I recently checked out your Unsung, man.
Yeah,
on TV. How is that doing that? Because I know sometimes you in the media, sometimes you not in the media. Like
Right.
you a little sometimes.
I'm a producer.
Yeah.
I'm not just an artist. Like,
Right.
I like to kick back and
Be in the
disappear, go to
background.
studio and try to make new music.
Yeah.
And I don't like to talk about my successes and failures in the public because, at the end of the day, we all humans. And to think about some of that shit is depressing. Like, I don't want to
remember
cry.
some of that.
Yeah.
They shot my homeboy. I had to, instead of me going to the studio, I got to go to a funeral. Like, who does that?
Real talk. Your son is an artist too. What advice do you give your son coming into the industry? Are you like, hey, look, check this out. What things are you,
Look, son, I don't care what equipment you want. Don't steal my motherfucking money to go get it. Put my credit card back in the top drawer, in my wallet. Quit playing. No. Lil Dave is talented. Like he was 1 year old playing drums. Played in church his whole life. You know what I mean? And he's level-headed. That's all I tell him. Just keep your temperament, because this game is about highs and lows, and you want to kind of stay even keel. You don't want to get too crazy when it's high up. You don't want to get too depressed when it's low. So you just ride it out. Take the good with the bad and keep pushing.
That's super.
And how did you maintain over the decades that you've been in the game?
Oh, man,
and still stuff and still relevant.
Honestly, you gotta pray. Like, you gotta really ask God to help you through it, because a lot of it you're not gonna understand. You don't have the wisdom and the time to figure some of it out. So you just gotta ask God to help. If you're not balanced, if you're not centered in your spirituality, if you're not centered, you won't really go nowhere.
Wow.
Just what it is.
That's game.
So I wanted to ask you, are you gonna drop another album anytime?
Albums are hard right now. I'll tell you why.
Why?
Albums are hard because the industry is going back to making singles. It's a singles game.
Yeah.
So to spend that much time doing an album just so that it might end up on the the hot iTunes albums list a year later after you already spent all your money and
right.
Just like,
back then we used to do albums to make money.
Right.
Now you take your money and make an album, and it becomes more of a labor of love.
Yeah.
And just as a give back. It's almost like reciprocity now.
Yeah.
So if I do an album, though, I'm gonna do it with Eric Sermon from EPMD.
Word.
Oh, wow.
The Green Eye
With
Bandit,
Exhibit
though.
in the room.
Whoa.
With Exhibit in the room. I want Mac 10 in there. Because these are people that is so easy to work with. King T. Like, I'm not just saying that because they're on this show.
Yeah.
But you can't understand how I feel like I don't have a recording studio with me back here to catch these right now and hit them with a dope ass beat and get them to just get that pen and that Sharpie and that paper.
Just go to work.
These kids is bad.
When you go in the studio to make a beat, what's your motivation nowadays? Are you listening to any of the young cats coming up and taking from him and putting your style to it?
I helped Mustard. Like, he was already on before me.
Yeah.
But I mixed this one record he did for YG called Pop Yo. All the ladies pop yo,
Yeah.
And then they called me back to do. They had released my with Rich Homie Quan on the internet, and it blew up, and it wasn't mixed, so it was like muddy, it was a little messy sounding. And they called me in the studio, and they showed me the YouTube video, and I seen it had like 842,000 views.
Damn.
I'm like, wow, it's almost platinum by itself. They was like, man, if you put that Quik sound, that Tupac sound, if you can do that, man, I think we'll have something. I was like, man.
All right.
No, I can do this real quick.
Put on your costume.
That's easy.
You put on the lab coat.
Right.
And I just I dug in and started cleaning it up, taking all the noise off the tracks and putting them on tape, so they could sound big again. All our music come from tape. That's why, now it's all Pro Tools. But back then I just put it on tape and made they newfangled record sound old fashioned. So when it came on, when it was clean, and that 808 was kicking the speakers in, and they shot a video, and Nicki Minaj and them all in it. Like, this that Quik. That's my sound.
That's incredible. Is there anybody in the game you haven't worked with yet that you want to work with?
Well, I need to do more music with him, but Jeezy is my favorite artist right now.
Really?
I don't know. You don't hate me, man. It's Jeezy.
Don't hate me, man.
I love Jeezy, man. I love Jeezy. Drake is like the hottest rapper, and it's because he do stuff that people don't do. Like he talked to the girls, but he talked to them in such a way where he ain't like, he ain't trying to be prima donna and like sell out to them.
Right.
He like,
that's really,
it's real.
He's stroking the ladies.
Trying to take it away from it.
All right,
and plus he's just catchy. Like everything he says, you hang on to it. He catchy, man. But nobody's beating Kendrick Lamar right now.
Yes.
To Pimp a Butterfly is a record that you don't feel no guilt listening to.
Right.
Absolutely not.
That's N.W.A. That's N.W.A. Jr.
Are you liking the direction of hip hop where it's going more lyrical versus the kind of gimmicky?
To me, when I listen to Fetty Wap on the new record, it's not the single that went platinum, Trap Queen, but the very new one.
The 679?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. It reminds me of it's almost like they're taking the video game music and using it again.
Yeah.
So that's, to me, I won't call that gimmicky. I'll just say it's thematic.
Yeah.
It's video game themes, and that's what kids relate to.
Okay.
Yeah,
Video
that's what they
games,
like right
and So and more power to them. I just hope it turn into money, and I hope they keep their money, because when you're in hip hop, you start getting $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 all the time. You kind of get the big head, so don't waste y'all money, man. That's my advice to the young hip hop guys. Y'all gonna get $1 million, y'all gonna get $2 million, but like Dr. Dre said, it's not about getting it, it's about keeping it.
Yep.
Church.
That's game.
For real.
Come on, West Coast legend, backstage right here at the Auto Rap Tour. Shay Diddy, Boy Radio Ream,
Shay
DJ
Diddy!
Hey.
Y'all fly, man.
Yeah, you know
I
how
know
we
y'all
do.
broke my record, man. Y'all,
Of
it's
course.
because of KMEL that I'm popular. I went platinum because y'all played back in this. Y'all wasn't born yet.
Oh, I was.
1991, January the 7th, at about 7 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
Born and raised in Compton, debuted on KMEL 106.1. Well, 106.
It's a trip. You still remember that.
That's
After
crazy.
all
You
these
know the
years.
exact date.
It changed your life. I was waiting around. Back then, you was waiting around the radio.
Oh, yeah.
We was just
to
like,
listen to the new song.
think about it. The Supremes, all them, they waited around the radio. They'd see if
for
Baby
real.
Love was going to come on. You know what I mean?
For real.
So we was, too. We didn't believe it was going to happen. They was like, it's going to play sometime. The record company calling us. It's going to play sometime today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
We all, we already bought our chains.
You like,
we
we ready?
You just spent the royalty
We're going to
check
see if this
already.
going to happen, right? And it popped on. And back then, there wasn't no internet. So you had to get a phone call from somebody in the Bay to LA to tell you that
they
it played.
Really playing it.
Right?
Wow.
And I forgot how I did it though, but somehow, you know, we make things happen.
Right.
Somehow we got it to come down and play like in LA, a simulcast. I don't know how we did it back then.
Yeah.
But we did it. We got the station.
That's
and
crazy.
it was to hear how it sounded. It changed my life. And I was like, wow, like I'm official. And then the video came out, and then my album came out like 2 weeks later and
blew up.
Sold out in every store.
That was my introduction to you. Back.
Quik is the name?
Oh yeah.
Man, who does records like that? But look at the first title of my first song.
Nobody.
You can't even make a clean version of that record.
For real.
Very true.
Sweet fried chicken. How do you clean it up? But hey, we was living what we was living. But I came from Eazy-E.
Yeah.
Growing up watching this dude race these fancy, really expensive sports cars and wear these crazy pieces of jewelry that nobody has.
Man.
And
Yeah.
you know, and DJ Yella riding around in Lexus coupes before anybody knew what they was. It was like you wanted to be them. Ice Cube and Rolls Royces, and you know, it was real. Ice-T, fanciest dude ever. This dude had an accurate NSX back in the days when nobody knew what an NSX was.
He still had the finger waves back. He still had the finger waves.
Why you think I wear my hair like that?
For real.
I was biting Ice-T.
For real.
Think about it. I was just trying to be Ice-T. He invented fly. And he also invented gangster rap.
Yes. Yes. The first rapper to have the parental advisory sticker
is Ice-T.
on the tape was Ice-T. A little bit of history for you youngsters out there.
What up,
Real
boss?
quick before you get up out of here, I'm going to ask everybody this today because we're celebrating hip hop
Nice
today.
shoes, by the way.
Thank you, love.
You
I thought you
killing.
was talking to me, but that's okay though. That's all right.
Oh man, Air Max, you can't go wrong with no Air Max.
What is hip hop to you?
Hip hop to me is the employment of the young black youth when they don't have any other options. Some of them ain't gonna be doctors and lawyers.
Yeah.
Some of them ain't gonna be construction workers and carpenters. So hip hop is a form of expression for the urban youth. Always, it still is. It's still that thing. Even though it's not marketed the way it used to be.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like a little bit exposed.
Right.
Like, and sometimes
It's a business.
unrightfully exposed.
Right.
It's still an avenue that you can live forever off of. It's still a slot machine that still pays dividends.
Right.
You dig? You just gotta get them things to line up, baby.
Yes.
Gaming up the kids right now.
Hello. Look.
Hip hop is your way out.
Yes.
Look at me, y'all. I'm a high school dropout. I done spent more millions than you can imagine. Like, I done had fun. So
I done had fun.
hip hop, you know, I'm a hip hop baby.
You gotta love them. Backstage live at the Art of Rap Tour, your girl Shay Diddy, Radio Reem, and the one and the only DJ Quik.
Right on, right on.